In 2019, No Man's Sky is the water fight of games. When your water balloons are stacked high and your water gun is full, it's an absolute blast. But inevitably you run out of liquid ammunition and have to pause for several minutes, soaking wet and shivering, while you operate a hose and refill for the next round of fun. While the recent Beyond update represents another significant step in the right direction that improves almost every area, the uninteresting harvesting and survival mechanics that underlie it all remain incredibly grindy and frequently mind-numbingly tedious. At its best, No Man's Sky plays like an elaborate and interstellar Animal Crossing. You travel the stars and visit strange, procedurally generated planets in a never-ending quest for loot and money to spend on upgrades, ships to pilot, and bases to build. Every time you think you'll log off for the night, another notification pops up that reminds you about that one last thing you really wanted to do, and before you can say, "I need an intervention," it's 5 a.m. and you're redecorating your 5th base on some remote world. But the same things that make playing No Man's Sky a wonderful habit-forming odyssey that would make Tom Nook proud often work against you. Like when you find yourself repeatedly grinding the same materials and crafting the same parts over and over again in an ongoing effort to feed and fuel the numerous engines of interstellar life. You'll spend tedious hours mining rocks to craft metal plates that you need to make Starship engine fuel just so you can take off in your ship and see the impressive, completely smooth transition from ground to outer space and back again. And even though No Man's Sky's carrying limitations have been even further loosened with the Beyond update, your inventory still fills up almost constantly, ensuring that the grind will never be defeated. With few ways to automate resource gathering, exploring the cosmos often takes a back seat to waiting for your mining laser to melt a tree into resources for minutes at a time. And yet, there's something truly special about No Man's Sky after the Beyond update that brings it dangerously close to being what we all thought it would be when it was first revealed years ago. Getting lost among the stars, seeing strange and unique creatures, and claiming a piece of the nigh limitless galaxy for yourself by building a home are all rewarding and all but completely unique to No Man's Sky. It's hard not to fall in love with it in the brief pockets of time where it isn't forcing you to beat your head against a wall for an hour while you search for a deposit of copper, but the stupid Dr. Seuss planet you're on has nothing but uranium. The improvements and additions included in the Beyond update are apparent as soon as you boot it up, with better graphics and a revamped tutorial and mission guidance system that makes it much clearer what you should be working toward at any given time. Unlocking new technologies has been reimagined as skill trees that are easy to understand, and entertaining new features like the ability to tame and ride animals add some much-needed levity. And these are just a few of the highlights on the massive laundry list of things in the Beyond update that make No Man's Sky vastly more interesting than it's ever been. Of special note among the many things that Beyond brings to the table are a greatly improved multiplayer system and the addition of VR functionality, both of which are significant game changers but come with their own set of issues. Multiplayer now allows for 8 players on console and 32 on PC, which will no doubt lead to some truly memorable shenanigans, and most of the glitches that were widespread in previous versions have been ironed out. On the other hand, it's easy to get left behind when everyone has to mine their own resources separately. And VR makes roaming the galaxy of No Man's Sky more enthralling than ever before, but on PSVR it's a pretty low-res and blurry experience that might make those with weak stomachs lose their lunch. No Man's Sky, now in its 3rd year, has vastly improved in virtually every way, from the variety of things you can do to the ways you can quest alone or with friends. But in its heart still beats a vicious grind and painful monotony that's difficult to swallow even with all the new content and quality of life improvements. Even so, it's easy to be drawn to its addictive ecosystem of upgrades and exploration, and with functional multiplayer and VR capabilities in play, there's a lot to love about this spacefaring exploration adventure. For more on No Man's Sky, check out 10 minutes of PSVR gameplay and Sean Murray walking you through everything in the new update. And for everything else, stick with IGN.